Welcome back to The Art. My name is Darryl Scotti, and today, of course, I'm joined with our co-host, producer, creative director, Alex Chacon, and our special guest, Krystal Baker. This is part 3 of our interview with Krystal. Be sure to check out part 1, part 2. We've got some really cool stuff there. In today's segment, we're listening to some of her tunes, and we've got one in particular we want to bring up, and then we're going to listen to a song on the new record that Alex produced for Big Yard, and we're going to discuss our writing approaches and kind of production process. So let's get to that, and we'll be right back.
I've been working on some new licks, something to put a spell on you, make you feel that way again. Same sweet way you used to, and I've been pulling all the cards. Yeah, thought my hand was loaded. Why's it gotta be so hard? Used to be so easy, but now it's hocus pocus. 1, 2, 3. What you get's not always what you see. So I've been waiting here all night, so tired and frustrated. Do I need a neon sign?
Nice song, Krystal.
Gorge.
Oh,
Thank you.
you know, when we listened to that after we were done back in the green room, I said, you know, everything hits at the right spot.
Yeah.
It's just a great sensibility of writing songs and communicating from your verse into your chorus, into your bridge. It's got a great sweet sound in terms of melody, but the groove of it, and it all just kind of works. And the way you went into your bridge, and then the solo that your husband did. This is just classic stuff, Krystal, and I wish you the best success on this. Tell us how you went about writing this song. What inspired it?
Well, it's kind of funny you should ask that. At the open mic I mentioned earlier, we were doing something called Songwriter Circle for a while. So
Those
we
are
were
cool.
throwing out ideas, people in the bar throwing out ideas that we were throwing into a hat, and we'd pick a small phrase or a
Like
couple
improv?
words. Yeah, and we'd come back and we'd do it the following week. So we'd have a week to write our song.
Wow.
And we'd come back and we'd perform it. Whoever wanted to participate. So a lot of local songwriters came and did it for a while. Jay Allen used to do it a lot with
That's
us.
all. I remember something
I would have
about
loved
that.
to do something like that.
It was just really a creative writing tool, just to keep us kind of inspired and
Sure.
trying to come back all the time writing new material.
Right.
And so Hocus Pocus was actually the topic that was thrown into the hat by somebody. And so that's actually where the idea came from at its origin.
So the movie.
So yes, yeah, and then the movie, right after that, clearly.
I love the way, in your chorus, I love the way that you stacked your vocals, and your vocals just really work. Unless I'm mistaken. I mean, I could tell it was your voice, but it had an ensemble sound to
Yeah.
it. That's hard to do.
Well, it's interesting because normally I'm a huge fan of harmony, and anytime I can throw harmonies and I feel like, oh, I love harmony, it needs to be harmony. But for some reason, this song didn't call for harmony to me. It really sounded like I just wanted the same vocal, and maybe I just needed to double my vocals in some spots. To,
I love
give
the
it
texture. The texture
Cool.
of the doubled vocal. I mean, it just feels like classic record. Like it just sounds beautiful. Did Sturgis produce this, or did you
Yeah,
guys
Sturgis produced it. We did it in our studio.
Oh.
So he did most all the other parts, other than Roy Cameron, who played drums on it.
Mix and master too?
Yep.
Wow.
Mix and master. My gosh, we're gonna be calling Sturgis.
That boy's good. We're going to have to get him into the ER.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah,
So he did it
absolutely.
all.
What's your plans for this song? I know it's up and it's streaming, but
Boy.
film, just part of your collection in your library? I
So
hear
far.
this in film.
I would love it in film. We used to work with a publisher, but we don't have anyone right now who's doing a whole lot for us on the publishing side. So now it's just like we talked about earlier, trying to figure out how to get your music placed in other people's hands.
Yeah.
What was the process with that publisher like that you were using?
He was a local publisher, and he was trying to get it more into hands of people who were doing television and film.
Right.
So we didn't have a lot of great success. We had some people listening to some things and copying some things we were doing, but so yeah, we're just kind of waiting for the next step, but who knows?
Wow.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's like a Hocus Pocus remake right there. It would be beautiful for that. Didn't they do one?
Yeah, they just actually they released the movie again, or I don't know if it was again, or is it like another version of the second version maybe?
You know, I gotta
About the
tell
time
you,
this came out.
I have no idea what Alex is talking about right now. So
my gosh.
obviously, I'm
There's the
either lost
movie.
in pop culture or just. Did I mention I'm 70? Great song, and yeah, thank you for sharing that, and just wish you the best on that song and all of your collection. And by gosh, if there's a publisher or a music manager out there, if you're listening to this, then get in touch with thewaters.com.
Yes. The Waters Music.
The Waters Music, of course, .com.
That's right.
And boy, wouldn't that be awesome?
Absolutely.
Right here at Big Yard
where it
Nation.
belongs.
Breaking material. Oh, man. Come on now. So, okay, let's listen to one that Big Yard's putting out.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get it.
I told you a little bit about the Big. This is a song. I'm excited. I wanted you to hear this because I think, other than some other songs on the first record that came out with Big Yard, is that this one kind of popped up. It was just we went into the studio with Larry Antonino and started producing some new music for the next project. And this one came out. It's got a special feel to it. And when we were done in this short session, in its form that you're going to hear now. By the time you hear it, it will be finished. It's got a lot of space in it, and it's got a special vibe in it. And let's go ahead and take a listen to that right now.
Poets and heroes, legends through time, tellers of tales on the golden shores, leading through rhyme, poets and heroes, poets and heroes. To those who search deep down within for word pictures from the ink of a pen, to the ones we love who never grow old.
Poets and Heroes.
Awesome. I love it. I got chills actually when it first came on for a minute. I was like, ooh, it really has some a cool feel. It's not what I expected at all.
Departure from the record. And the record that we're putting out, the 6 songs in this EP, they're all diverse from one another. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it, but there really was no lane that we picked on any of the records. So when this came out, I just kind of felt something special in this tune. But I wanted to write a homage. What this started off was as a lyric, and I started this lyric about a year ago. And I wanted to just lift up, the legends in time, the tellers of tales, those heroes, the poets, there's a line in there, Dylan and Poe, and meaning through rhyme. And though there's no other artist or poets or literature heroes that are mentioned in that song, I just wanted the lyrics to kind of stay true to these are the lines that we remember, that we repeat, time after time.
Absolutely.
I actually wanted to ask you a question. So when you wrote this song, what was your, where's your inspiration, or where's your head at when you were writing it? Because when I'm writing a song, sometimes I have a really real intention of I want it to sound like this or like that. What were you thinking?
Well, like I said, I had a lyrical idea. I wanted to tell a story. So it was Poets and Heroes, and I deliberately went for that. And I started to, of course, lyrics for me are a process of write, rewrite, try, And then the music on this, interestingly enough, Alex Chacon, was a progression that I wanted to show you to do an instrumental on and feature you as the guitar player. And I was just kept developing those chords and whatnot, and then into a bridge and whatnot. And I was trying to think. One day, I just started singing a melody, and I said, "Those two need to be married."
I wanted to ask you too, same question. So for Hocus Pocus, what was your inspiration or specifically like an artist, like what is your, like when you're writing music, like maybe what music do you like to listen to, or where are you trying to head, like what genre vibe?
I'm really all over the place, like,
Yeah.
and I kind of like it that way. I mean, I just like to kind of have the freedom to do whatever I want.
Right.
So I don't usually particularly head in a direction. I kind of head in all the directions depending on how I feel. Sometimes then I have an idea of what I want something to sound like, or maybe, give somebody a direction. Like maybe this song I would have probably thought something like, maybe think First Aid Kit or something like a little more modern, which is not like my typical kind of go-to kind of sound.
Although I heard modernistic stylings in your voice, I did. I mean, what we're starting to hear today.
Yeah, I felt like this felt a little more modern for me than like some other things I probably have done in the past. I don't always have like a sound or a direction necessarily. Like every once in a while I go, yeah, kind of like this, but usually I just kind of head off in my own wild direction.
As we're going and talking to all these different artists, I'm starting to realize what I do, because I definitely am like thinking of a direction. Like, I also play like progressive metal music. Like when I'm writing and stuff, it's like totally different than singer-songwriter.
You wouldn't
so,
know
like,
by looking at them, though.
but
No.
you wouldn't. Oh, okay. But I also have written with my sister and stuff, and we've gotten to produce some really good stuff there, which is different than that. But like, I feel like I've always had like a genre intention of like, I'm trying to do that, but other people aren't thinking in that manner where it's like, yeah, no, I'm just kind of writing and this is what happened, So like this just became this was just a ballad. Like it's like a real life ballad.
Just happened.
And every song's got a story, and they're as different as the, listen, there's only so many chords, there's only so many melodies. It's all been done. We're all, back to Bach and Beethoven. We're all taking stuff and songwriter. I asked Jim Carney one day from the Black Keys. I hear reminiscence of Nathaniel Rateliff and Alabama Shakes. I hear that they've been listening to Black Keys, and I hear it in their music. And he goes, man, he says we're all just ripping each other off.
Yeah.
And, he was listening to Tin Huey and Devo, and in fact he modeled the Black Keys' success over Devo. What they did, they went to New York. They got a deal. He thought he was going to get with Warner Brothers. He turned it down. Went to an independent, and Black Keys.
Somebody else has done it. It's worked in the past then, right? Somebody's tested it for you.
We've had so much fun today. Krystal, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
To come down. It was very generous of you. And I just hope that it resonates with your fans and, of course, the Big Yard Nation. We listened to Hocus Pocus by Krystal Baker and Poets and Heroes by Big Yard. Incredible guitar solo and color work that Alex Chacon did. The bass solo was done by Larry Antonino, and we hope that you get a chance to listen to that soon. So when you're out there getting to wherever it is that you're getting to, we hope that all your hopes and dreams come true. Love on your fate, love on your fellow, and we'll see you back here in the yard soon. God bless.